First of all, I would be pissed. Your roommate is moving in some random man without even bringing it up. I don't want a random man in my house. That is so uncomfortable for you. I am so sorry. And the fact that he's a moocher, your roommate has moved in a dusty into your apartment. Welcome, welcome. Today I'm going to be reading from my favorite subreddit, r/am I the a-hole, where we get to be nosy and we get to judge to see if you really are the a-hole. So without any further introduction, let's get right into the first story. AITA for telling my pregnant sister that I wanted nothing more to do with her baby shower. Ooh. My male, late 30s, younger sister, early 30s, is pregnant with her first child. The family is thrilled for her, as she and her partner have been trying for a long time to get pregnant. When she announced it, she mentioned that she was having a baby shower, and my sister and I offered to help out where we can. For some reason, she took that as, my brother said he would pay for the baby shower, and drafted a guest list of 120 people. I decided to text her one day and ask her what her budget was, and I heard nothing for at least a day. My other sister and mom mentioned that I had said to her that I would pay for the whole thing. That was never something I offered to do. She never addressed it with me directly and said that she and her partner would pay for everything. I took charge of creating the event, registration site, driving an hour away to book the hall, and put a deposit down. Offered to do the centerpieces, pay for the stroller, driving back to the hall, and to add extra time to the reservation because their archaic system does not allow people to book online. Agree to pick up food on the day of, answer every inquiry from her guests who have registered in the system. My husband offered to help out with the games for the shower. We saw my sister last week and she texted me on Monday saying, if he doesn't want to do the games, then tell me so I can give it to someone else. I finally messaged back and said that I thought her message was a little harsh and if she was trying to imply something, that she should just say it out loud. She then responded by saying, fine. I'm disappointed by how much work you've put into the shower. That's when I lost it. I was objective and listed everything I had contributed so far. I also pointed out that I had never agreed to pay for a baby shower with 120 guests. I don't know much about them, but I assumed they were intimate events in someone's home and not something the size of a wedding. I had less people at my own wedding. In addition to this, she complains about other people in her life to my mom and sister about how no one is pitching in. She asked my mom what she was contributing to the shower. My 70-year-old retired mother was taken aback by that comment and offered to cook for 120 people. She's been so ungrateful throughout this entire process and has since uninvited me to her shower and sarcastically said, enjoy your 40th, and removed me from my sibling group chat. First of all, that's insane. 120 guests at a baby shower. I've only been to like a few baby showers in the past, but there was nowhere near 120 guests. That literally sounds like a wedding. Your sister sounds completely unhinged and ungrateful. And the fact that she's putting words into your mouth saying that you're going to pay for her baby shower. Nobody asked you to have a baby, sis. And then she wants to drag your 7-year-old mother into it. And your mother feels so bad that she's going to try to cook for 120 people. And where is this being held? Was she able to find somewhere that's going to accommodate 120 people? That's not going to be cheap. You're definitely not the a-hole. Your sister is super ungrateful. And then she wants to remove you from the sibling group chat. Don't come asking me to babysit. Ooh, this one looks juicy. AITA for accidentally catching my brother's girlfriend in a lie. I, 19 female, have a brother, 24 male, that I'll call Liam. Earlier this year, he started dating a girl he met at his climbing class that I'll call Emma, 26 female. They've been together for 4 months, and this weekend he decided to introduce her to us. They arrived yesterday and are staying until tonight. She is a really nice person and we get along well. Then, at one point, my dad asked her what she did in life, and she said she was a lawyer. I was super interested because I'm currently studying law and have wanted to be a lawyer since I was maybe 10, so I was very excited to ask her questions about it. I asked about cases that she had, how she studied to become a lawyer, what her days looked like, and many more. I might have been a little overenthusiastic and annoying, but I didn't realize it at the time and was just excited to get to ask someone questions about my dream job. But at one point, she said something that seemed incoherent to me. The details might be long and boring, but basically, she just said something that isn't technically possible. So I was curious and a bit confused, and I asked her, how was that possible? Because I just thought she's the professional, she must know better than me. But as she tried to explain it, she just said more incoherent and impossible things. It was kind of like if someone was quoting things from Grey's Anatomy to doctors, if you see what I mean. So I asked more about it to understand, and that's when she admitted that she wasn't actually a lawyer and worked at a bookstore. She told us that she was very sorry for lying and then left the table, and my brother followed her. My parents kind of scolded me for being so intrusive, and when my brother came back, he was a bit angry. He started telling me that I was wrong for interrogating her and that I made her uncomfortable, and that she had lied because she was embarrassed about her job, and I just made her more embarrassed. Now he hasn't been talking to me since, and neither has Emma. I'm not sure if I'm in the wrong here, but they all seem to think so. I get that asking me questions was annoying and maybe a bit too much, but I truly didn't have bad intentions. I was just excited to be able to talk about it with someone. And also, I don't understand how everyone is so okay with the fact that she lied to my brother for 4 months and then also lied to us. I get being embarrassed, but I don't know, it's still a bit weird to me. But I never meant to make her uncomfortable, and I genuinely liked her. I don't see how I'm in the wrong, but maybe I just can't see it. So please tell me so that I can have another perspective. So right from the beginning, I don't want to be ageist or anything, but she's saying she's an experienced lawyer at the age of 26. Is that even like possible? I'm just trying to do the math in my head. I guess like the earliest you could be technically graduated law school is what, like 24, 25? In retrospect, how many cases could she have worked on in like a year? Like, that's already sus to me. But she lied to your brother for 4 months about her job? That's truly bizarre, and I don't see how you're the a-hole in this situation. If she's lying about her job, what else is she lying about? And lying about your job, that's such a major part of your daily life. It's like whenever you're like talking to someone, they're like, oh, how was work? Like, oh, work was so good. Oh, what'd you do today? Oh, I was at work. And I can just see like so many lies escalating from that one little lie. What else is she lying about? She definitely chose the wrong career to be lying about, since it's your like dream job too. So you caught her red-handed, and you're definitely not the a-hole. AITH for telling my roommate's boyfriend to pay rent or get out. Ooh, I already know how this is going. So my roommate, 23 female, and me, 24 female, live together. Everything has been perfect up until she got this new boyfriend. At first, I was so happy for her and excited that she now has someone in her life that makes her happy. The problem is, he started staying here without either of them telling me about it. I just casually mentioned one day that they had been attached at the hip, and she dropped the bomb that he's like living here. When I confronted her about not talking about it with me first, she said they also had not talked about it together yet either. Great. So y'all also don't communicate with each other. That makes me feel better. But at that point, it had only been a number of days. By now it has been over a month. The story goes, the guy's ex-girlfriend is abusive and he is stuck on a lease with her, and she will not leave. From what I understand, she's not physically or sexually abusive, but verbally berates him and makes him feel uncomfortable. He does have family he can stay with. They're loving and supportive, but they are out of state and he would have to commute to work, which would suck. If I'm completely honest, my first preference is that he is not here at all and stays with his family until the lease is up or until he can save up to break the lease. My second preference would be that he pays a third of the rent, or at least a portion of the rent, since he has moved in and living here. He is not doing either one of those things. He claimed he is going to save his money to break the lease on his current apartment so he can get out and find his own place. I have no idea how much money he has saved up. I have no idea how much he makes on a monthly basis or how long realistically this is going to take. He communicates nothing to me. He doesn't talk to me. He doesn't acknowledge me. Like, even when I come home, he doesn't say hi or ask me how my day was. He doesn't have to do that, but it just shows how uncomfortable it is. I'm also saying to illustrate that, like, I do not know this man personally. Like, we are not friends. My roommate also does not give me any updates when plans change. Literally, every time I figure out something new about his situation, it's because I have to go out of my way to ask. Like, for someone who is living here rent-free, you'd think they'd be more willing to explain why that has to be the case. My breaking point was when my roommate told me he wants to save up for a car. A car! He's living here rent-free and he wants to buy a new car. So am I the a-hole? First of all, I would be pissed. Your roommate is moving in some random man without even bringing it up. I don't want a random man in my house. That is so uncomfortable for you. I am so sorry. And the fact that he's a moocher. Your roommate has moved in a dusty into your apartment. Also, the situation with his ex sounds really fishy to me. How do we know they're even broken up? I'm sure they're just like fighting or something, and your roommate is like the side girlfriend, so he's just coming over when him and his real girlfriend get in a fight. You should tell your roommate that you're uncomfortable and you don't want to live with a strange man. Even if he does pay rent, you still want to live with this man? Like, that's so weird. You signed a lease to live with one person, your female roommate, not her weird dusty boyfriend. Also, I would suggest checking the lease, because maybe you can't even have this many people living in here, and maybe you can't have someone who's not on the lease living there too. So maybe that can be a loophole to show your roommate, like, this dusty cannot be living here. We gotta kick his ass out. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed. I'm trying to hit 500 subscribers. Make sure to like this video and leave a comment down below. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.